Happy New Year! It's been a great year for this channel. I've racked up nearly 300 subscribers, thank you to all of you, and I got over 11,000 views on one of my June videos, which is incredible for such a small channel. Hopefully 2025 will be even better. In this video I'm going to be going over some of my plans for upcoming videos. Later I'll be talking about some of the films and TV shows that I'd like to cover. But first up, Doctor Who. This is my main niche, and I'll be carrying on posting reviews of classic episodes every Monday. Next week I'll be starting my coverage of the 6th Doctor era. It's not one of my favourite periods of Doctor Who, but I'm actually quite looking forward to it. It's probably one of those periods that I'm least familiar with. Some of the stories I haven't watched since they were first broadcast, so at least they will feel fresh, even if they're not very good. I've also got season 22 on Blu-ray, so there'll be lots of new extras to get stuck into, as well as the first 6th Doctor Annual, which I think came out around the time of the Twin Dilemma. So I might go through it this time next week. I've also decided to cover some more of the Big Finish audio adventures. The run with the 6th Doctor and Evelyn Smythe is highly acclaimed, and possibly has a better reputation than the TV episodes. So I'm planning to listen to all of those and do an overview of them once I'm finished. Of course, at some point in the next few months, we are expecting the second series of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who to appear on BBC One, and I will have to pause my classic viewing to review all of those instead. But even with all of that, I should still get to the 7th Doctor era around May or June. This is one of my favourite periods of the show, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching that again. Season 24 is not as good as the following two, but I have bought it on Blu-ray, so that should enhance the experience. I will do an unboxing video for that closer to the time that I plan on watching it. I'm also planning to listen to all the audio adventures with the 7th Doctor, Ace and Hex, which is again meant to be a very strong run. So I should definitely finish the classic era of the show by autumn. So this time next year I should be well into covering the 21st century episodes, and I'm also planning on covering things like the comics, the annuals, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, so that should be very exciting. But before I get there, I would like to spend a few weeks covering the wilderness years, when the show was off the air. I'll definitely be covering the TV movie with Paul McGann, and the Scream of the Shalka with Richard E. Grant, possibly the fan-made movies like Shakedown and Downtime, but I'll probably skip things like Dimensions in Time and Curse of Fatal Death, as they're really parodies more than anything else. But of course all that is still months away, so it's very much to be confirmed. As for other TV shows, I'm currently enjoying the Star Wars spin-off Skeleton Crew, so when that's finished I might do a video ranking all of the Star Wars TV shows to date. That should be a good way of talking about them all. And there's a lot of great shows that I'm looking forward to this year. There's The Last of Us Season 2, The Wheel of Time Season 3, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Stranger Things, Sandman. So I'll probably end up doing videos for each of those. Maybe not every single episode, but definitely wrapping them up once they're finished. Onto movies, and there's a lot of superhero movies coming out next year. There's a new Captain America next month, followed by Thunderbolts, both of which are just more adventures of the same old characters, but hopefully they'll bring something new to the table. Then in summer there's Fantastic Four, which does look like being something quite new and fresh. It's got a great cast, great look to it, so hopefully it should be a definite high point. And on the DC side of things, there's also James Gunn's Superman movie. I'm not a massive fan of Superman, but all of James Gunn's recent movies have really been great. So if he's in charge, I'm definitely going to be watching. I'd also like to carry on doing videos where I go through a whole series of movies in one go, like I did last year with Scream and Fantastic Beasts and the X-Men series. There's new Jurassic World and Mission Impossible movies coming out this year, so it might make sense to go through all of the old movies before the new ones come out. Although there are about 10 Mission Impossible movies now, and all basically the same, so maybe I'll skip that one. As for books, I'm about halfway through the second Malazan novel, Dead House Gates, which is a big improvement on the first, so I'll probably review that once I'm done with it. And I will no doubt carry on to the rest of the series as the year goes on. But I would also like to read some other books in between. There's new books by Alan Moore and Jeff Vandermeer that I haven't got around to yet. There's also a new book coming out by Joe Abercrombie and possibly Scott Lynch, who are two of my favourites. But again, that's all very much up in the air. Finally, comics. Kieran Gillen's new book, The Power Fantasy, is coming out in trade paperback in about a month, and I definitely want to review that as he's one of my favourite comic writers of the moment. After that, there's another volume of Saga and another DC Finest Batman. I'll definitely be getting those, but I'm not sure if I'll be reviewing them yet. Depends if I have enough to say about them. But I would definitely like to keep on reviewing comics here, as it is a visual medium, so you can really show off the artwork. So that's everything I've got planned so far. All these videos may or may not materialise, depending on what happens. But let me know which of those you're looking forward to watching, and I'll see you next time.